Coming up, our welder works his magic on restoring our 1979 Bedford CF's cab. We finish building our campervan interior before roller painting the van in a classic two-tone colour combo. But will it all go to plan?
How's it going, everyone, and welcome back. So this is the final video in our build series, and today we're going to be painting the van. This is a huge job and we've been looking forward to this so much. It's going to really transform the outside. We can't wait for it to stop looking like this giant ugly metal box and start looking like a camper van. So in the last video you might remember that we were finishing off the cupboard doors for the kitchen. And as you can see behind me, they're on and they're looking lovely. But unfortunately it's still not quite finished. I'm building a wine rack. It might seem a little bit ridiculous for a van build, but we're building one anyway, and no one's going to stop me. So I've started building it here. As you can see, there's some empty wine bottles, courtesy of Lucy's dad. And we've just got to finish off building this in to make it a bit more boxy. So by the end of this video, or in the van tour that's coming up next week, we will be showing you the final kitchen, I promise. But for now, you're just going to have to wait a little bit longer. So let's not hang around, we're going to get stuck into the painting, but before we do, we're going to talk back a few months because there was a lot of welding to do, so much welding, and we've had 2 people doing it for us. It's been that intense, so we're going to head back a couple of months to the winter and see where the welder left off. Let's go. Well, it's a lovely day, the sun is shining and winter is finally coming to an end. We're outside with our welder Peter and we're going to see what he's been up to all winter.
Holding on to the hand of self-destruction, and I'm back to a place that I left a long time ago. Feeling sad.
So Peter, it's been a long winter for you out here.
Oh, it has indeed, definitely.
And obviously this van was in no fit condition when you started.
No,
there was a lot of rust, so it's really great to see the progress you've been making. So yeah, do you want to talk us through maybe some bits you've been up to?
Yeah, so what we're working on at the minute is basically reinstating this archwork as in before, as you know. There was no inner arch, there was no outer arch, there was literally just a bare hole inside the van. So we're reinstating that now. Prior to that, we put in this rolled arch, inner arch, to obviously keep everything away from all the muck when it's on the road, hopefully one day. So yeah, put this in, welded it all around here, put some seam sealer in to keep it all nice and fresh. Obviously where we are in the world and things like that, it's extremely solid, so some oxidization with the metal has happened, but that's not a problem. It'll be blasted again and painted and look very nice. We've also done all work inside here. Inside as well, we've reinstated all the footwell, all the inner footwell as well. Around the other side of the van as well, we've done exactly the same, just, you know, completely gutted it, done the same process, working on the front, and at the moment we're getting this sort of ready to go in. Then we're going to put the fiberglass wing on and reinstate all the anti-release and little bumper bits.
Perfect. Well, I've got to say it's looking fantastic what you've done so far.
Thank you.
Really appreciate the work, and we'll let you get on with it.
Yeah, cheers.
Won't
Thank
keep
you.
For too long.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Feeling sad while I smoke this cigarette. My aching body feels better still. What do you do when you just pick up my guitar and
So we've been waiting for this day for a long time. What day is it today, Lucy?
Painting day!
Painting day!
Yeah, this is the final stage of the van build, is getting a nice fresh coat of paint on her. We spent basically the entire week prepping because that's the bit that really takes the most amount of time. So we've sanded back all of the old paint on the doors because this light cream stuff I think was probably house paint that someone just slapped on with a brush.
It was awful, wasn't it? You could see like every brush stroke on it.
Yeah, it was really bad. So we've had to sand that all back. You could see the different layers of paint where it was like a dark cream, and then below that I think it was like a dark blue originally as well. So we've put a bit of like primer over all the bits where we've gone back to bare metal, and you can probably see that the wing is also grey now. That's because I've primed this with a fiberglass primer. Again, I had to strip all of the horrible whitey cream paint off the bonnet before we could prime that. So we're doing this properly, but it's a really long process, isn't it?
It is, but we're happy. We're excited.
We're very happy.
We've been waiting for this forever, and it's going to really transform this van.
It is.
And then we're done. We're free. We're instantly going to have all the time in the world to do other things we want to do.
It's very exciting. So really what we've been waiting for is this spell of good weather where it's dry, it's not windy, it's not going to rain, which is really rare in Cornwall. So we're going to start by painting a good base layer of cream over the whole van, and then you're going to see what we're going to do next. It's very
Exciting! Right, let's get stuck in. Let's go. Don't leave me hanging.
Okay, so as you can see behind me, the van is finally prepped and ready to paint. And it's true when they say that it's 90% prep and 10% painting, because this has taken us, honestly, days longer than we thought it would. We've applied an etch primer to the whole outside of the van because we were painting onto bare aluminium. We needed a primer to create that adhesion, otherwise the paint would flake straight off. And speaking of flaking paint, the primer also flaked off because we left it a little bit long in between kind of bouts of British sunshine and the rain, and I think the heat got to it. The primer started all cleaning off and we had to sand it all back yesterday, all of the flaky stuff, and do it all over again. A little bit demoralising, but we're finally there. We've got all the areas masked off that we don't want to get paint on, and then we're ready to start roller painting. This is a technique that we've always used on the LDV, so we thought we'd apply it to the Bedford as well. It gives a really surprisingly good result for very little money, and all we use is a mini roller and some high density foam rollers on it. These are much better than the emulsion ones because it creates a much smoother finish, especially if you're working with like a semi-gloss paint like we are here. Speaking of which, this is our ginormous tin of cream paint. This is enamel coach paint. It's what we've always used on the LDV and we just really like the results. Normally you can get it on in one coat, but because we're painting onto bare metal here, essentially we probably are going to have to do 2 coats. And it's really a case of just rollering it on and then kind of passing the roller over the areas we've just painted again to smooth out any sort of bubbles and imperfections. And it's just quite a slow process of working section by section and trying to get all the paint on without creating too many lines. So that's about it for the technique, and then I'll show you how it's done.
Give me a sec, I'll smoke this cigarette. My aching body feels better still. What do you do when you just pick up my guitar and too much on your plate when I need to escape? Everything will be better when I find a way. About you, what I'd say if I ever came back again. Well, I still wonder and I miss you.
Wow, so we've finally got the base coat of colour on, and it's taken so much longer than it was supposed to. So we started with rollering the van. We did 2 and in some cases 3 coats with the roller. Unfortunately, while it works really well for things like our LDV and the cab, kind of small panels, curved areas, the rollering did not work very well for such large flat expanses. Basically, where you'd finish rollering one section and move on to the next one, there was always a join line there, which meant we had to wet and dry sand it multiple times and recoat it. Eventually, we just gave up and called in the cavalry. We got my dad in to come and give it a coat with the spray gun. And it looks amazing. I mean, yes, you can still see a few imperfections from our rollering, but overall the quality is much, much better. But obviously, we don't want a giant cream-coloured van, so the next stage is going to be applying the accent colour. We're going to be applying this to the channel, to the grille, the wheels, everywhere. Just give it a splash of colour. And does anyone have any guesses what colour it's going to be? I'm going to tell you. It's British Racing Green. Perfect classic colour for a 1970s van. So now Ben's going to get on with prepping the grille, and I'm going to start painting the channel.
What's a man got to do to get a woman like you? What's a man got to do to touch a woman like you? What's a man got to do to get a woman like you? If I have to beg, or if I have to plead, or if I have to fight, or if I have to bleed, or if I tell a lie, or if I speak the truth, or tell me, baby, what's a man got to do to get a woman like you?
Wow, I am just so happy that we can finally say we've finished painting this van. It's taken us the course of about 5 weeks of good sunny days to get this done, and it has not been without its problems. Firstly, the roller painting technique, disaster on these big flat surfaces. We ended up having to sand that all back and spray it eventually. We've had constant battles with wind and humidity. One day it's great for painting, the next day it's not. It's been crazy, but these are the kind of perils you get with trying to paint a van outdoors in the UK. But I mean, just look at her. Isn't she gorgeous? Gone for this absolutely classic colour combo of the cream, the British racing green. I decided to paint all of the kind of frames, the channel green, because I really wanted to highlight the way this van was built and the hard work and determination that's gone into it over the 3.5 years. Also done the accent colours along the grille, the headlight surrounds and the wheels as well, to just really tie it in, giving that perfect vintage look. I've also been busy polishing all the chrome up and all the details here. We're still missing the wing mirrors, they are on order, and we've got a cheeky little classic number plate, because why wouldn't you when you've got a 43-year-old van? So I think that's pretty much it for the exterior of the van, and it's pretty much it for the interior as well, but we've still got just one little thing we're going to show you inside.
So at the beginning of this video we showed you a half-built wine rack and an unfinished kitchen. Well, now it's completely finished. Lucy's done these amazing stencils over here. It's a brilliant little detail. And the wine rack is finished. Look, we've got enough space for 3 bottles. Perfect amount for maybe 1 or 2 nights. And I think we've earned them, haven't we? It's been a process. So yeah, this van is finished. Just a couple of little touch-ups in here, and then we're going to show you the van tour.
Yes, the bit everyone's been waiting for, the van tour, to showcase all the little details. We've also got a mega time lapse coming to you in the next few weeks, which is everything we've time lapsed from the start of the build until now. And we're also going to be releasing a video talking about what's next for us and our plans for the future.
But for now, we're just going to leave you with a few clips to show you how far this project has come in the last 3 years. So I really hope you enjoy, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheers, everyone.
On the road, headed back to New Orleans, driving in the country past old-timey scenes. Big birds were singing in the tall willow trees. Mighty fine. Whoa! Hey there! 3 words written on a paper bag. I miss you was written in a message in black, thrown in a van 2,000 miles back, a better time. And how many souls and times that I've told of places that I'd wanna be, and how many days when I could have stayed instead of just getting up to leave. And given we make time, I'll meet you down the line. A long coat, walking on a New York street, a pack of crushed cigarettes fell to her feet.
So we are finally at the end of this van build, and we just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone that's helped us along the way. We wanted to say thank you to Pete, Chloe and Peggy for helping us with the welding. We wanted to say thank you to all our friends and family who came and lent us a hand. And we wanted to say thank you to every one of you who's stuck with us through this project over the last 3.5 years. And especially to our Patreons as well, who've stuck with us too. So we're going to crack open this cider, which was kindly given to us by our friend and Patreon Tomo. We've been reserving this specifically for the end of the van build so we can have a toast and celebrate. So again, thank you all, and we'll see what comes next.
Cheers, Tomo.
Cheers.